the character description was, I think, a supercilient sidekick. And when I finished looking that up, I thought I could play that. I always felt I was misunderstood.
Yeah, he was.
Really. I wanted to be desperately with the gang, and I always had these instructions, and I was simply just trying to carry out my job.
That's right.
And they somehow didn't understand what a good guy I was.
Oh, good idea.
So really, he was really a good guy, but he was just influenced by the wrong people.
Proctor was a doobie. Art Matrano was Captain Mauser.
Actually, in New York, when I was a kid, he used to do this bit on Channel 9 where he would do the da 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 da. He would do these great bits, and I always knew him as that. So when I met him, I was thrilled to work with him.
And every rookie.
His character filled the same function as Captain Harris, really. He was this ambitious, relentless, scheming boss. You got him and you hate him.
Looking it over.
Oh, dirtbag!
Hooks was a little mousy-voiced lion who, most people underestimated until she was put on the spot, and then she showed her true colors, which just blew people's hair back.
You will do nothing of the kind.
But I really hit him, didn't I?
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, she wanted a little reality there. I remember for negotiations for the next film, it was brought up, and there were no scenes with Marion the next time. I know that. No physical scenes, anyway.
But there is one here now. No, he was a good trooper, and he went.
I think we just played it through, and there were notes later sent back and forth on the set, lawyers and.
Yeah.
The goldfish.
Goldfish was a great.
This fish is boiling. You want stir fry?
Where is he now? Is he
Who
still
thought-
working?
The goldfish?
Yes.
Well, he's retired now.
He's
retired. He's in an aquarium for old fish.
Old fish, yeah. I heard he got in some trouble early on with...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He drank too much.
Why would you want to know my dress size? I'm not putting on no dress. And I said, well, this is to catch a purse snatcher.
Sergeant Hightower, come in.
None of my friends in football or nowhere is going to believe this. Bub got a dress on.
Police Academy 3 and 4 is Brian Tochi, and I had done King and I with him when he was 14, and I played his twin sister's mother with Ricardo Montalban in King and I.
You have impressive moves for a cadet.
One of my favorite scenes of his was the one where he got naked.
Why can't I wait in here?
We just met.
Oh.
We shot that up in Toronto. It was November, very, very chilly. And we were running around the streets of Toronto naked, and
I didn't mind that Wint Roberts doubled me in Police Academy 3. But when I saw him in the wig and the outfit, and he looked prettier and more shapely than I did, well, then I asked if they would fire him. Never done a stunt. I didn't know what a stunt was. So people like Wint Roberts got me involved in using my body to make it look like I was doing something. And then the great stuntmen came in and actually did it.
Before we do anything, what we do is we take all the actors out and let them ride the vehicles that they're going to be on.
The wet bikes, these things were highly unstable, but the problem is once you got it going, everything was fine. But the problem was if you made any wide turns, bing, gone. You were gone.
And the wet bike, you have to go really fast or you go straight down. And every time I would start, I would go whoom to the bottom of the lake, whoom to the bottom of the lake. After 4 hours, I learned to ride this wet bike. And in the big scene with the regalia, I went 70 miles an hour on that wet bike around a corner, and instead of turning it off, I ran into the dock.
That's all right. Come on, Martin. Come on. Come on, Bubba. Get him in, Bubba. Get him in. Oh, shit.
There was a gag that Michael had to do. He was on the water bike, but as the bad guys were starting after him and his bike stopped out there in the middle of the water, he had to dive like a submarine.
And what they would do is, when the boats were coming, the guy on the dually truck would pull backwards on the cable, on land, under the water, through the pulley, up to me, and would pull the thing down. And it was about 15 seconds. After everybody went by, then they would let it up for just a couple seconds, and then I would lift my hand, and then the truck would go forward a little bit, and then the thing came right back up again.
Tim Kazurinsky was not really on the jet ski like everyone else. He was being dragged because he was falling off of it. We actually had to take this out-of-control ski up and over the island, skid across it, and then back down into the water. And with momentum, we actually got to go underwater, and it was like a submarine where it went about 10 or 15 feet underwater with full throttle before it came back up again, which worked out kind of fun.
If you notice, I rode across with Lassard. I have this thing about sharks.
He jumped in the water, grabbed the rope, and it was all set up. The boat took off, and the water went up and went in his face, and he just about had a fit.
I haven't been in my pool since I saw Jaws. So you know I wasn't getting in the water.
Yeah, it was a football field. We shot that down in the Orange Bowl, and I remember Stanford was playing. Well, I can't remember who they were playing, and I remember Stanford was playing because their band came out at halftime and just, they did the Stanford band thing, which is running willy-nilly all over the field. But I was very, very excited by the prospect of playing this because we had, I think, 80,000 people in this football stadium, and they gave us like a 3 or 4 minute window. And Jim Drake had set up cameras everywhere. There were like 8 cameras on every angle because we had one shot at it. And then once that was over, the game was going to start and we're moving on. And action, the thing lifted up, and I'm in my glory, and I stand up and I'm looking out at the 80,000 fans, and they're screaming at me, "Get off the field! Come on! We got kickoff!" And it was just kind of a rude awakening, actually. It hurt my feelings.
This time Jones gets to fight 9 ninjas.
This is better than all the ones that he did.
Before.
It's just kind of a set piece where they come on, and it allows us to do this kind of swashbuckling finale for Winslow.
It's a replica of a fighting ship from 1789.
Is that what that was?
Yes, it's a replica of a fighting ship called the Rattlesnake.
It was a little boat, I hear.
It's a family built it. A father, his mother, father and
sons,
and his wife,
son-in-law, and it took them 3 years to build it. Actually,
yes,
and they fought on it.
And they let us. And it took us 1 day to destroy it. That's right. What it did.
Don't want you must stop.
I dive in the water, and I have to search for this little tiny box in the middle of this humongous pool. I find it, I get on the box, I stand up, and I say,
Now, who's gonna save me?
Oh, yeah!
When those guys dove in the water, I was hysterical, and I had to swim. You know when you're laughing so hard you can't get your breath?
One of the balloons had Captain Harris, G.W. Bailey, and myself in it, and we were chasing another hot air balloon. We had to get into a balloon gondola, and then they needed to tether the gondola onto a helicopter for the shot. And they were going to lift the gondola up, and then we had things shooting very close at us. There was a camera in the gondola shooting our POV.
Lance, you're really going to go up, huh?
That's what they tell me, Wink. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm an actor, man. We got in the gondola, and then they had to bring the helicopter over and lower it down on us, hovering over us while they tethered it up. So I'm in there with a stunt guy, you know, and he was fantastic. He just whispering the whole time, I'm scared, I'm scared. And I tried to comfort him, and, you know, they're big babies. Oh. The first day I ever met GW, we were shooting a scene that the balloon had come down in the river.
It looks like we're coming down in the river, sir.
It won't matter because you're going to be dead!
I'd never met the man before. Hi, this is G.W. Bailey, this is Lance Kinsey, and we shook hands, and immediately they threw us in this ice-cold river together.
We were thrown literally into some cold, icy water north of Toronto, and that's where I met him, freezing our begunguses off in that water.
You know, that is a bonding experience. And we became, well, we put up with each other.
I'm very proud to say he's been one of my closest friends ever since. A scene that I'm asked about more than the horse scene is the scene on the beach where Matt comes over and writes dork on my chest. And I'm telling you, to this day, I have grown people, you know, PhDs, and they'll stop me in the plane. You still have dork on your chest? And I say, well, no, it finally went away. You know, that night where Lance and I are trying to pick up two women in the bar, my hat goes on fire, and he ends up trying to put it out with brandy, and it explodes. And I mean, it's right out of a Roadrunner cartoon, and very, very funny.
I guess coming up to my room is out of the question.
I was standing on a dock, and I was going to ski.
Hey, I've never done this before. This is my first time.
And Proctor just thinks he's waving at him. I don't hear what he says. And he hits the throttle and jerks me right out of the skis into the ocean. And he's racing around the ocean, dragging me. And I did all the dragging stuff. It was me flipping around back there. And then all of a sudden I popped up on my bare feet and did barefoot skiing, which was also me. Then at the end, I would drop down and do some like butt skiing, bouncing along, and at the end, got off, kind of shot in near the beach, and came trotting out, and sure enough, my wetsuit had been worn away with two holes in my wetsuit. It was high humor.
I enjoyed wonderfully in that. It was the gliding boats. Oh, they're marvelous. We hopped islands. There were little islands, and we went straight over them and landed on the other side. It was wonderful.
I think my favorite scene is on the airboat when I sing from the Ride of the Valkyries. Alan Meyerson was on the airboat with me, and he was laughing so hard he almost fell off. I did, both of us. The camera operator and I were pulling him back on.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really funny, so I said, do that.
And once again, the cast of Police Academy has saved the day.
The challenge of the show is to reinvent the wheel. How do you make Police Academy 6 different from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? To keep the characters doing what they do in a new way. You don't work with them. You just try to tap into what their magic is. My task was Police Academy 6, and one realizes that when a film series gets to 6, there must be some incredible magnetism and dynamic involving the cast, so you sit and watch the other films and try to figure out what that is.
having a street fight with somebody where you're, you know, taking them by the collar and pulling them in and boom, and of course you're not hitting them at all, and they're just flipping over backwards. You feel so powerful. It's absolutely wonderful. Every woman should do this.
Tragedy portrays an eerie seduction. Gunshots.
Melly Mel was in that one. Had a song in there called "What's the Matter with Your World? Stop the Violence." So I got to rap with him. Bubba said, "You don't want to hear me sing," but he was okay. He was okay with it. He kind of got it together and let's do this.
Word. We believe you guys, so we won't dispute you. But if you're lying to us, we'll come back and shoot you. Word.
The thing that's really interesting about it and fun to watch are the stunt guys. You know, it's not us up there. I mean, the stuff that we did, I thought was funny. I thought Lance and I, you know, there was funny stuff. But of course, we were about 3 feet off the ground. You know? And then the very end of the movie, we shot at Griffith Park, and that's where I float up in balloons, and because I was on a crane, because Paul Maslansky knew 4 feet off the ground is pretty much my limit. Pretty much my limit.
It's rather poetic for a Police Academy film to see a guy Icarus-like floating off in the heavens.
It turned out to be a terrific event for a lot of people involved, a shooting event, because it was the first comedy that was made in now Russia, which involved American cast, American director, American producer, and it was a collaboration, a wonderful collaboration with the Russians in making that movie.
I'm half Russian, as it happens. I don't speak the language, though, only smatterings. I'm not very good at it.
But the family that we cast for this, and we shot in a real home, also took the scene very seriously.
The atmosphere that we created, because I became strangely part of that group of that funny Russian family, which I kept falling into.
We had a great, named Paul, right?
Yes.
Translator who had an Elvis fixation.
Yeah.
And the hair, the way
The whole, and the leather, I mean, half leather, half military. I mean, I'm going, we're going to keep this one.
I don't remember quite why I was in that, but I'm sure. Again, we were chasing the bad guys, chasing the MacGuffin. You know, my background is theater and a lot of summer stock. I've worn less, and believe me.
It's a nice scene. It's a cute scene. It works out. It shows you from pain comes good comedy.
Hey, move it. Down in front.
So much for 10 years of education and years of training in Shakespeare. Being remembered for a dog peeing in your eye.
We were there, right in the middle of the shooting of the picture on a Sunday morning. I'll never forget hearing the sounds of heavy guns. And then began a period when I couldn't shoot. All of us had to stay in the hotel, and while the streets were crowded with military, and there was this counter-revolution going on.
There are not a lot of folks who can brag about hanging out in Moscow during a revolution.
The day it was over, we were shooting at the airport, and we brought our big circus of 25 or 30 vehicles onto the tarmac at the airport, and the people who were the officials at the airport couldn't believe that we had gotten this permission, but we did as a result of some wonderful people that collaborated with us officially.
This one's for you, kid.
Now check this.
It was Gorky Park. We were doing the bicycle scene, and I had one of these little microphones on. So I was riding on the bicycle, and I was doing the sound of this little dog being beaten up by his master, but the dog was cursing him out in Russian. I mean, they gave me some juicy ones. I mean, I had some really, really nasty things to say. This little dog was saying all this nasty thing, this Russian in dog language. You know, the dog was barking at him and saying,
after half hour or so of Michael fooling around between shots, during shots, the next thing that happened, we were surrounded by a whole bunch of military vehicles and police cars.
And these two guys with trench coats walk up to me. One of them's got a transponder. He's got a locator transponder with the two, and then he's sitting there and he goes, he points it at me and he starts screaming at me. I'm going, oh great. And
the walkie-talkie, unbeknownst to us, was on the same frequency as the military frequency.
About half an hour in Gorky Park doing all this stuff, and it was on the military's frequency while they're having all this other stuff going on. I think I made it worse. I may have started the actual war.
And when they realized that we were making a movie and they knew the previous police academies, they all hung around and watched us shoot, and it was a very nice feeling to know that they were pulling for us too.
The police officers and the military are the same in Russia.
Yeah.
So they would say, you're out after curfew, big trouble.
Gulag.
Yeah. And somebody would say, Police Academy. They go, no. We'd say, we're making a movie, Police Academy. No. And we'd say, Michael, show them. And Michael would have to get out of the car and do the noises. And they go, oh, Police Academy. Oh, go through. Ah, wouldn't they? Yeah. They wouldn't believe any of the rest of us.
That was the one time I actually used it to get us out of trouble.